Real fast before this video gets started, I just want to kind of talk about the schedule going forward. So next week after this video, the week after this video, I'm going to be having the Spider-Man Brand New Day review out for you guys. Going to continue with the anime and X-Men 97 reactions for you guys as well. But after Spider-Man Brand New Day, I will be trying to get back into the Marvel marathon or the MCU marathon so that way I can catch up going towards Doomsday. I believe the next movies we're going to be doing are Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2. I might join those two in one video instead of doing two reviews and separating them, doing one review that covers both of them. But yeah, let me know what you're looking forward to. Also, do you guys want video game reviews? I've been playing a lot of different games on stream recently and like fully beating them. One of them is The Last of Us. I beat the first game and I'm currently streaming and playing through the second game. And I was wondering if you guys wanted me to talk about those games, my thoughts and opinions. I'm a person who I absolutely love storytelling, like so much. So like that's why I love movies, TV shows, any kind of video games. So if you guys want me to talk about the game stories and stuff and how I feel about the gameplay and all that stuff, let me know. I wouldn't mind to throw those in there every once in a while. And also, I don't beat a game every week or anything like that, so they would be very sporadic when I threw them in there if I were to do video game reviews. But yeah, just let me know. But anyway, let's get on to the video. So I watched Captain America, the First Avenger, and it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Welcome back to the Marvel Marathon that I am doing. So, we watched The Incredible Hulk 2008 last week, and then we're doing Captain America, the First Avenger this week. So, we watched both these movies in the same night, and after watching them back to back, literally finished The Incredible Hulk and then put on Captain America, this one undoubtedly is better than The Incredible Hulk, but this movie isn't like fantastic. So I want to just get something out of the way here. Captain America is my favorite MCU character. There's a lot that are like I could change on the day, but for the most part, I return back to the MCU for Chris Evans, Steve Rogers, Captain America. I can acknowledge that Tony Stark or Iron Man undoubtedly is the best, like objectively the best written character in the MCU. The arc that he goes through from Iron Man 1 being an arms dealer, like international arms dealer, like that, maybe not international arms dealer, but like he is a supplier of war weapons and missiles and bombs and whatever, right? The arc that he goes from trying to like atone for the shit that he's done and fight Thanos and make the snap and everything in Endgame, I can acknowledge that Tony Stark has a better arc overall than Captain America, because Captain America morally doesn't change much. He does end up leaving the Avengers and all that stuff. But with all that being said, personally, I would rather watch a Captain America movie. I understand that Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man is probably one of the best comic book characters of all time and honestly shaped the character after he portrayed him in the comics. You know what I mean? Like they definitely probably rethought how, or people rethought how they thought of Iron Man from the comics after Tony Stark or after Robert Downey Jr.'s performance. But I prefer Captain America. I like a character that is really strong in their morals and don't change. An example of this is Luffy from One Piece. In day one of the first couple episodes of One Piece, Luffy is willing to put his life on the line for Zoro and anybody in his crew, and that is something that never changes for Luffy. No matter what the shit happens, no matter what happens, no matter what they go through, Luffy, even if he doesn't really consider you a friend or you don't consider him a friend, he will put his life on the line for you. And that is from the start of One Piece, and that's still continuing when he wanted to save Robin. Everything that has to do with Luffy is he is a stagnant character that doesn't go through like crazy arcs where he starts off murdering people but then becomes a good guy. So I'm not saying that Luffy has no arc, but I'm also saying that his morals don't generally change, and I like that about Captain America. Captain America being the guy who's willing to jump on the grenade, I like that kind of personality. It's easy to root for that kind of person, and it's not only is it easy, but I like rooting for a person like that, a character like that, somebody who's willing to jump on the grenade just like Steve Rogers is. It's so great, even being which he looks goofy. His body looks weird and CGI until he gets the serum. But like, I like that kind of underdog that you can root for. And then when like the doctor in the movie, he literally says, you know, you give a strong man strength or whatever, and he's likely to get an ego. I can't remember exactly what he says, but he says you give a weak man the same strength and he'll cherish it and like know how to use it and whatever, and he has compassion and all this stuff. And I like that. This movie at points it's a little boring, and maybe it's because I already know everything that's kind of happening. I have seen most of these movies before. For the most part, I've seen all of them actually. I just don't really remember them. Like I'm pretty sure my wife and I went when we were dating, we watched the MCU run through because it was I think it was before Endgame or it was just after Endgame had come out, something like that. But like I've seen Thor. I don't remember Thor at all. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I don't remember it, but I know I've seen it. But anyway, with this Captain America movie, I like it obviously more than the Incredible Hulk, like I said, but I think that there's some parts of this movie that are kind of boring. When they're like kind of hanging around in the bar and stuff, like Steve and Peggy and Bucky, I'm not super like interested. I like Tommy Lee Jones. I think that he's really great in his role. The line that stuck out to me and I wrote down was somebody get that kid a sandwich. Oh, it made me laugh so hard. But yeah, I like this movie, but there were some points where it was kind of boring and I kind of wanted them to just get through it. I did check the time at a couple points. It's like 2 hours and 6 minutes, so that it's not like incredibly long, but I feel like it could have been a little shorter cuz like he's chasing down the Red Skull at the end of the movie and we were like, "Oh, okay, it's like about to be over." So I clicked the thing and it had 26 minutes left. Now like 10 of it was credits, but like damn, like I don't know, it felt like a little longer than I thought. But yeah, this movie's pretty solid. It's a good origin story, I think, and I really like Chris Evans, Steve Rogers, and you get the stuff with Bucky, and seeing Bucky fall is definitely way more tragic than I remember because I thought that from my memory, I thought they were on the train and like an explosion happened and knocked Bucky off. I didn't realize that Bucky was like inside the train when he like got, or I knew whatever. I had misremembered is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, there's not much I can really say about this movie that like really sticks out. I thought Red Skull was super fun. A lot of the Hydra stuff was really good. I love how you can tell who we're supposed to be rooting for because all the Hydra people have like giant blue glowing weapons, and I get it, it's from the Tesseract or whatever, but it's just easier to tell who's who when the one guys are shooting blue things. And yeah, I like this movie. Damn, this one's even shorter than the Hulk review. The problem with these movies is I feel like there's not much to say. I like Peggy and Steve's relationships. I think that they did enough in this movie to justify him wanting to go back in the past. Um, but like sometimes when Peggy and Steve are like when he's like kissing that girl and Peggy sees and gets all mad at him and everything, it's like, why are we doing this? Like, I don't need to see this. I don't care. I understand that it's meant to show that Peggy has an interest in Steve and that she's kind of getting jealous. Well, I mean, not that she's kind of getting jealous. Like, who the fuck wants to see the guy that you like do that? But also, I don't know. It just it's like I don't really need it. But this leads into Avengers and which is great, but then also Winter Soldier is my favorite MCU movie. So like I can't wait. I can't wait. So like this one I gave like a 7 out of 10, like a 6.5 or a 7. It's better than the Hulk, which I gave like a 5.5. And 6 feels a little low because there's not a lot of points where I was like, oh, this movie sucks. It's just like, damn, I kind of want to get to the next thing. So it's like a 6.5 or a 7. It's like more 7, but I feel like I've given better movies a 7. So like that's why I want to go 6.5. Best character award is gonna go to we'll give it to Cap and Steve Rogers, but Bucky is up there, and I think Peggy is a good character. Also, let's say Howard Stark. I like his inclusion in here, especially, you know, the fact how important it is to Tony, and also realizing what Bucky will do later on. It's kind of crazy that I forgot that Steve was like pretty okay friends with Howard Stark. So like it's kind of a crazy thing to find out that like not only did Bucky kill Tony's parents, but he also killed Cap's like pretty good friend, I'd say, like one of them, you know what I mean? But yeah, so best character will give to Steve Rogers in this one. I'm letting you know now that Winter Soldier, I'm going to give best character to Winter Soldier just because of the aura that he has in that movie. And yeah, it's not fair, and he might not be a great character in that movie. When I get there, we'll find out. But him catching the shield is the reason that he's getting best character award. And that's also, I, I don't care about trying to be objective and like be analytical and stuff. Bucky catching the shield is the reason that that whole movie's a 10 out of 10. Everything else is just cherry on cherry on cherry on top of the already 10 out of 10 cake, because when he turns around and catches that bitch, dude, what do you mean? This is everything I want out of a comic book movie. Let me not talk about that movie because we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this MCU marathon. I know it's only the second one in. I think the next one that we're gonna do is probably Iron Man 1. So that's pretty exciting. I think we're going to do Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2 in the same sitting to get them back to back, even though I'm pretty sure that the Avengers happens in between there. I don't know the exact chronological timeline, so don't kill me because I don't really care that much. But the way that Disney had it on Disney Plus was Iron Man and then Iron Man 2 right next to each other. But I could be wrong with that. But yeah, so let me know what your thoughts are on the first Avenger. Is it bad? I like the 1940s like setting and aesthetic. It's a good part of the movie, but there's just some times where in the movie I don't really care, and the aesthetic makes it feel older or slower maybe. But yeah, I enjoyed this movie. It's not the best one. I can't wait for some of the ones that are coming up. But yeah, so let me know your thoughts and opinions. Have a good day.